Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Halloween podcast. I am your host, Lyle Perez. Just when you thought Haunted America was over and done with, I go ahead and throw a curveball at you. No Haunted America tour would be complete without a stop at our own nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the heart of our nation. Our capital isn't just the center of political power. It's also a hotbed of ghostly legends and spirits that seem unwilling to leave. From the White House to historic mansions and mysterious hotels, Washington, D.C. is packed with tales of betrayal, tragedy, and hauntings. So grab them flashlights one last time, guys, because we are on our way to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. No place is more iconic than the White House, and it's not just home to presidents. It's also said to house a variety of spirits. Abraham Lincoln's ghost is the most famous, often seen in the Lincoln bedroom or near his old office. Staff and visiting dignitaries alike have reported seeing Lincoln standing by a window, staring out as though watching over the Union he fought to preserve. During FDR's presidency, Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands was staying in the White House. She reported hearing a knock at her door late one night, and when she opened it, there stood Lincoln's ghost, tall and imposing. She fainted from the shock. Lincoln isn't the only former resident believed to haunt these halls. Dolley Madison, First Lady during James Madison's presidency, is rumored to linger in the Rose Garden. When Woodrow Wilson's administration planned to remove it, Dolley's ghost allegedly appeared, and workers reported feeling her presence so strongly that they abandoned the project. Abigail Adams, another former First Lady, is often seen with her sleeves rolled up, as she did while hanging laundry in the East Room. The White House is teeming with spirits, each adding their own layer to its storied past. For those who work here, it's as if the nation's history is not only preserved in its halls, but actively watching over them by its former inhabitants. The White House is open to the public for tours, but these must be requested through a member of Congress and are subject to availability and security clearance. Just a few blocks from the White House is the Octagon House, a grand home built in 1801 by Colonel John Tyler III. Known for its unique design and rich history, this house has seen its share of sorrow. During the War of 1812, the Tyler family temporarily moved into the Octagon after the British burned Washington. But the house later witnessed tragedy. Two of the Tyler daughters allegedly fell to their deaths from the staircase, and visitors claim their spirits linger, often heard screaming or seen as shadowy figures near the stairs. Some say these daughters were involved in forbidden romances, leading to their tragic demise. The Octagon House served as a temporary White House for President James Madison, and Dolley Madison is rumored to have hosted social gatherings here. To this day, guests report hearing phantom footsteps in empty rooms and doors slamming on their own. Some visitors describe a strong feeling of being watched, especially in the second floor ballroom, where many of Dolley's grand gatherings took place. With each creak and whisper, the Octagon House reminds visitors that its walls hold stories beyond history books. The Octagon House operates as a museum and is open to the public. Visitors can explore its historic rooms and learn about its storied past. The U.S. Capitol building is one of the most significant symbols of democracy, but it's also one of the most haunted buildings since D.C.'s construction, which began in 1793. And it's believed that many of the spirits here are the workers and guards who died during the building's extensive construction. One of the most famous hauntings is that of the Demon Cat, a spectral black cat that appears as an omen of disaster. The cat was allegedly spotted before events like the 1929 stock market crash and the assassination of JFK. According to legend, the cat can grow to enormous size before disappearing. Another haunting involves John Quincy Adams, who collapsed and died in the former House chamber in 1848. His ghost is said to linger in that room, and many have heard a faint voice in the empty chamber, as if he's still advocating for his causes. Cold spots, shadowy figures, and whispering voices are frequently reported by staff and visitors, especially in the rotunda. The Capitol stands not only as a symbol of power, but also as a monument to those who dedicated their lives, and perhaps their afterlives, to shaping the nation. The Capitol building offers guided tours to the public, which can be booked through the Capitol Visitor Center. These tours provide access to various parts of the building, though some areas may still be restricted. Across the White House lies Lafayette Square, a park with a bloody past. Once called Tragedy Square, this location has witnessed duels, murders, and scandals. The most famous ghost here is Philip Barton Key II, son of the author of the Star-Spangled Banner. Key was murdered in 1859 by Congressman Daniel Sickles, who found Key with his wife and, in a fit of rage, shot him in broad daylight. Key's spirit is rumored to roam the park, reenacting his tragic end. Visitors who walk through Lafayette Square at night report sudden chills and the feeling of being watched. Many have seen shadowy figures near the Andrew Jackson statue, and some claim to hear faint gunshots or angry shouts echoing through the trees. The park's serene appearance hides its violent history, as if the echoes of those tragic events remain woven into the landscape. Lafayette Square is a public park and is open to visitors year-round. It's a popular spot for both tourists and locals, offering a glimpse into the nation's history. Our next stop brings us to Georgetown, where we find the Old Stone House, the oldest unchanged building in Washington, D.C., dating back to 1765. This modest stone house has seen centuries of history, and it's home to a few spirits of its own. The ghost of a man named George, who's believed to have been a carpenter or laborer, is often seen in the upstairs rooms, staring out the windows or pacing the halls. Some say he was a former owner who met a tragic end, and his spirit seems tethered to the home. Other ghostly residents include a woman in a long white dress, seen near the kitchen, and the spirit of a child who tugs at visitors' clothing. Visitors have also reported sudden temperature drops and the sensation of invisible hands brushing past them, and eerie whispers in empty rooms. The stone house has an atmosphere heavy with the past, as though each wall is imbued with the lives of those who once called it home. For those brave enough to visit, it offers an unfiltered glimpse into the history of Georgetown and the spirits who refuse to let go. The Old Stone House is a public museum and open to visitors, offering tours that share its rich history and eerie tales.
This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's 'cause I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
Our next stop is the National Theater, a historic venue that has been entertaining viewers since 1835. Known as the Theater of Presidents, this building has seen its share of famous faces, but it's the less visible guests that truly make it legendary. Performers and staff alike report sightings of the Lady in White, believed to be the spirit of a woman who died backstage. This spectral figure is often seen wandering the stage and balcony, especially on opening nights. The National Theater is also said to be haunted by former employees who love the theater in life and seem reluctant to leave it in death. Visitors report strange occurrences like disembodied laughter, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and lights flickering just before showtime. The energy here is palpable, as though past performances and their players have left a lasting impression. The National Theater is open to the public for performances and tours, where patrons might just catch a glimpse of the Lady in White. Few places in DC are as infamous as the Exorcist steps in Georgetown, made famous by the 1973 horror classic The Exorcist. While these steep, narrow steps already had a spooky reputation, their role in the movie cemented them as one of the most haunted spots in DC. Although they're best known as a film location, the steps have taken on an aura of their own, with many locals and visitors claiming to feel an oppressive, eerie presence as they climb. Visitors who brave the stairs at night often report feeling an unexplainable chill and the sense of dread. Some say they've heard footsteps behind them, only to turn around and find no one there. These stairs, with their dark history and movie notoriety, seem to hold onto a sense of malevolence, as if echoing the fear they've inspired. The Exorcist steps are a public site and open for visitors to explore, though the experience can be especially unnerving at night. Next, we visit the luxurious Hay Adams Hotel, where the ghost of Marion Clover Adams, wife of writer Henry Adams, is said to linger. Clover tragically took her life in 1885, and her spirit is believed to haunt the hotel, built on the site of her former home. Staff and guests have reported strange occurrences like flickering lights, doors opening on their own, and the sound of a woman sobbing. The 4th floor is especially active, with guests reporting cold spots, a strong scent of Clover's perfume, and even sightings of her ghostly figure looking out the window toward Lafayette Square. Those who have stayed at the Hay Adams often leave with a chilling sense that they're encountering something beyond the ordinary. The Hay Adams Hotel is open to the public as a luxury hotel. Guests hoping for a unique experience can book a stay, but if they don't mind a potential visit from Clover. Our next location is the Smithsonian Castle, one of the most iconic buildings in DC, housing the administrative offices of the Smithsonian Institute. Built in 1855, this Gothic-style structure is rumored to be haunted by the spirit of James Smithson, the founder of the Smithsonian. His remains were brought to the castle in 1904, and many believe his spirit has remained as well. Staff members report seeing shadowy figures in the hallways, and hearing footsteps in the empty corridors. Some have even seen the ghost of a man they believe to be Smithson himself, wandering the halls as if overseeing the legacy he created. Late at night, it's said that the museum staff sometimes hears a disembodied voice calling their names, a chilling reminder of the Institute's haunted past. The Smithsonian Castle is open to visitors daily, with public tours of its historic halls. Those who visit may feel they're not alone as they explore the legacy Smithson left behind. Our final stop in D.C. takes us to the Congressional Cemetery, built in 1807. This historic cemetery is the final resting place of many notable figures, including politicians, military leaders, and Native American tribe chiefs. But it's not just a place of remembrance. Many say it's haunted by those who lie within. The most famous ghost here is that of Clara Burton, the founder of the American Red Cross, who is said to wander the grounds, watching over her legacy. Visitors to the cemetery report seeing ghostly figures near the tombstones, hearing soft murmurs in the breeze, and feeling a sudden chill when they pass certain graves. Nighttime visitors have seen faint, flickering lights between the tombstones, as if the spirits are gathered to recount the lives they led. The Congressional Cemetery serves as a final, fitting reminder of the spirits that linger in Washington, D.C., a city that remembers its dead in both honor and haunting. The Congressional Cemetery is open to the public and offers both self-guided tours and special events. Ghost tours are also available, offering an evening experience of this historic and haunted site. And there you have it, everybody. That brings us to the end of Washington, D.C., and also the end of Haunted America. That's it. There will be no more Haunted America shows. Well, there will be one more, but that would be like the Haunted America Misses and the Updates show that I'm still working on. But this is it. We went from coast to coast. We journeyed through haunted hotels, eerie mansions, and ghostly cemeteries, uncovering the darker side of our nation's history. Ending in Washington, D.C., I feel was the best fit to end this haunted tour across America. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me on Haunted America. I know it kind of seems like it's a double ending because we're ending here. We ended on the last show, but for reals, this is the end of Haunted America. I got just one more show, but that won't be your normal Haunted America one. It'll be a little bit different. But yeah, if you've enjoyed Haunted America, if you've enjoyed the Halloween podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so right now. Just take a quick second, go to wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast, hit that subscribe button. It will truly mean a lot. And if you have any questions, comments, or want to suggest anything for a future show, send me an email, thehalloweenpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show, head on over to our website, thehalloweenpodcast.com. Check out our merch store. We got a lot of cool stuff up there. Feel free to order some stuff, and I will send it out to you. All proceeds go to help the Halloween podcast continue. And let's not forget about that Facebook page. I post a lot of updates there. So if you want to be in on all of the stuff that has to do with the Halloween podcast, go like our page right now, facebook.com/the Halloween podcast. Well, normally I would say I'll see you tomorrow for another episode, but I won't see you until probably next week. So yeah, stay spooky, everybody, and I'll see you then. You guys have a good night.
Need new glasses or want a fresh new style? Warby Parker has you covered. Glasses start at just $95, including anti-reflective, scratch-resistant prescription lenses that block 100% of UV rays. Every frame's designed in-house with a huge selection of styles for every face shape. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you can order 5 pairs to try at home for free. Shipping is free both ways, too. Go to warbyparker.com/covered to try 5 pairs of frames at home for free. warbyparker.com/covered.
Getting engaged can be stressful. Getting the right ring won't be at BlueNile.com. The jewelers at BlueNile.com have sparkle down to a science with beautiful lab-grown diamonds worthy of your most brilliant moments. Their lab-grown diamonds are independently graded and guaranteed identical to natural diamonds and ready to ship to your door. Get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more with code POD at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com, code POD for $50 off.